Good evening at the moment. Today is 24th February 2024. Yep, today's record is on my birthday and also the last day of the Chinese lunar calendar, marking the end of the New Year celebration. And marking the end of the New Year celebration is always my tradition to actually open up all my so-called red packets. So yeah, this year being the older I get, of course, the lesser is I'm gonna get. Being older person, I don't mind. I'm a person who actually collects money, so without doubt that people are giving me less than $10, 10 ringgit, 20, not much. But the idea is I have seen lately, of course, in the old days, a lot of the time the government set every year releasing new, fresh banknotes of the year during the Chinese lunar calendar New Year, and mostly it will be go across the board. Every single denomination will be brand spanking new, from the highest denomination to the lowest denomination. But recently, as a couple of years back, just a couple of years back, the government start to not issuing everything as a whole as new banknotes. For example, this year I've heard they only release new banknotes 10 ringgit, only 10 ringgit as far as I've heard. And couple of months later, they'll be issuing new 100 and probably the new 50 ringgit bills because of the new governor. As many would have known, if you're in Malaysia doing financial background or studying financial background about Malaysia's economy and finance, you know that the Bank Negara governor has changed again. It's changed from the last one, Samsha, to Rashid, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Rashid. Now, I like his signature actually. This new governor, the signature looks more pleasant, more readable. Actually, it's more simple. It's much more nicer. One of the few signatures I like on a banknote. It looks more Western. If you might feel, it looks more Western kind of signature. And not to say that all the other previous governors' signature is not uh, uh, English letters or so, but it's just that the way it is written as a signature. Some people doesn't know how to write; they just scribbles, and a lot of the signatures been done is quite scribble. Whereas the new governor, this one Rashid, his signature is much more readable. It's much more proper signature, I would say. So I'll be anticipating to get one of the first prefix for the 100 ringgit banknote for the governor's release. And subsequently, it will reduce 50 and then releasing the 20 and then the 1, and probably early next year, they'll release the 10 ringgit. At the moment, it is night time here. It is quite light, but it is the final day of the Chinese lunar year, so everybody's playing fireworks, and so forth. You might hear in the background there's bang, 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 a lot of like so-called explosion sound. Fear not, Malaysia is a safe place. There is no war like in Palestine or Israel. There's no bombs or any gunshots. I rest assured I am very safe. For those who are international. So anyway, this clip is going to be very short. Basically, I am going to go through what I decided to keep as my collection from my contribution that I received from my aunts, my uncles. Some of the banknotes I feel deemed to be collectible, so I'm going to keep it. As not going to spend it, I'm going to keep it. So here we go. These are all the three banknotes that I decided to keep. Now this 5 ringgit, it looks quite nice, but of course sadly there's one fault line here in the middle. If you can see the light under the lights, here you go. You see one strong vertical line because it's been fault. But anyway, the notes itself is still sharp, it's still very clean. I would keep this one because I don't have a normal banknote under this series of this governor's signature, which is Samshia, the last governor. She retired in 2023, and the new one took over in the middle of 2023. So we will not be seeing any of these banknotes circulate. We will be in circulation, but we won't see it as a brand new note. So might as well get something that is still intact banknote and just keep it. This too is also intact banknotes. Of course, this was already printed last year, but they have decided to release it in the Chinese New Year as according to the plan. They have no rush to change the governor's signature. They have already planned the change of the governor's signature at the beginning of the 100 ringgit. So the 100 ringgit is scheduled to release probably in a couple of months. Should be before June or July. They'll be releasing the new 100 ringgit banknotes, as I might hear rumors. Nothing to say confirm, just rumors. They might be releasing, but definitely will be releasing this year. So the 100 will be the first, then the 50, and then they go down to 20, then goes to the 5, and probably the 1 simultaneously between the 5 and the 1 together, and then the 10 will be released. Probably will release end of this year or early next year. But anyway, this is the one that is released. It's brand new actually. It's slightly folded. This one same. This is a signature, the last governor's signature, but this is much more crisp, I would say, uncirculated, unfolded compared to this one. There's a slight fold in this one, but not so deep fold compared to the 5. This one has no fold. I don't see any fault here. That's why I decided to keep this note. This is perfect condition note to collect. Probably I could say this, you could grade it 65, 66. I wouldn't dare to say 67 and above, because who knows, this note has been already circulated where it has gone through the commercial bank's hands, the clerk's hand, the bank clerk's hand, and then to my relative's hand, and then from my relative's hand they put into the red packet. So at the most time they put the red packet is very difficult. They will juggle out the paper, and they don't really appreciate as a collector. They just take it roughly and they just put it in like a normal paper, like handling a normal piece of paper. Compared to as a collector, as a roaming collector, I hold the note more gently and more proper for collecting the banknotes. So this is considered as one of the good condition banknotes. Now most of the time I do have all the banknotes that are crisp like this directly from the bank. When I was younger I do that, but as progressive as time goes by, I don't. Even this year I kind of don't do that anymore, because it's very difficult. In those days, any denomination that is all brand new, but this year onwards, or even a couple of years back, they only released some of the banknotes denominations. So this year I heard is the 10 was released as brand new uncirculated notes. So for me, I tend to decide not to do it. But those, a lot of the old notes before this, about probably like 2010 2005 banknotes at that time, I tend to have that collection, and it is as of those in early 2000s, uncirculated, unchanged, is kept in a dark area so it does not deteriorate. There's no moisture, there's no heat, so the note is well preserved. The only additional that I took care recently is to remove more of the moisture content in the envelopes so that it is perfectly dry so it doesn't damage the notes. Those are still in good condition. I never touch it. I try to minimize my touching the notes, because the more I touch it, the more it will get damaged. So I still have those notes which I collected during this Chinese New Year or the lunar holidays. Those banknotes I still kept it till today. I'm not deciding to grade them because there are far too many of them to be graded. It will be a waste of my money, so I'm just going to keep it as one part of a site, as a small batch of collection, as a sequential numbers of those notes. So there you have it. The notes that I'm going to keep it into my collection are this, just mere 25 ringgit, cheap local currencies. Traditionally on my Chinese New Year, I do search for brand new notes and I keep them one side. What's so special about this year is this note, Samsha, the governor, it would be the last time you see in a brand new note. The next brand new notes would be all going to be currently continuously printing, would be if I'm not mistaken, his name is Rashid, Rashid someone. So for the past two past governors, their terms were quite short. Muhammad Ali and Samsha, both of them served roughly around 2 years. And normally in Malaysia, if the governor's existence terms were less, the shorter they are, the more expensive the banknotes. For a good example is Governor Ali. Now his terms was actually also around 2.5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Most of the banknote that is signed by him, the Governor Ali, they're currently freaking expensive. One good example, he was in terms in 1997 or 1998 to 1999. His terms was very short, and the printing of the banknotes were also quite limited numbers or quantity due to his short term as a governor. And if that in 1999 banknotes were already stopped printing of his name, can you imagine today how much it's worth? If you kept those banknotes uncirculated, it fetched a lot of fortune, especially replacement notes, or some countries, like if you follow American system, star notes are freaking expensive. They can worth from its face value to its actual value price. It is actually 5,000 to 6,000% more than its face value. So knowing that, I try to keep in practice in the current date, like now, to find all the replacement note, which they're still relatively cheap. They are still relatively on the face value market price. Keep that, store it in a good condition one, uncirculated one if you can. Buy it or keep it, and then you'll wait for another 10 to 20 years, let it mature like your investment would, and voila, you have something that is worth money. I have one banknote that is Ali, but it's not supposed to be issued. It was declared unissued by PM, by most of the recognized bodies of third-party graders. It's considered unissued. The 1 ringgit signed by Ali in a new modern banknote design. It was not supposed to be issued, but it was accidentally issued by one of the Bank Negaras, the National Bank's Reserve branch in Penang. Did not get the memo not to issue those notes, so there were 50,000 of those notes issued, and of course the rest of it is already burned. Only 50,000 remains circulated across the world. I would say world. I managed to get that note it was issued in 1999, during the Chinese New Year, of course, like around February or January. And then I caught that banknote. It's considered as unissued, considered rare even that time. I bought it in 2003 or 2004, if I'm not mistaken, or probably earlier, during 2002. I don't know, just a couple of years after 1999, I bought the note. I kept that, and I bought it for about 400 ringgit at that time, which is a lot of money for 1 ringgit denomination bank note. I asked them why it's so special. It says this note was not issued because of this governor. So, being first time at that early stage of my year, being a green thumb as a banknote collector, and I like to say I'm still a green thumb today, if you do believe that. I kept that note till today, and the note from 400 ringgit of my investment, it has jumped to probably 6,000 ringgit. You know, an investment that it takes some time to grow, but is recognizable. It's a note that will continue to grow as time goes by. Sorry. The reason is because banknotes, if they are not kept properly, with high moisture content, high humidity area, exposed to ultraviolet lights, then probably the note would naturally decay. Like any organic matter, this is cotton, so it's organic matter, it will deteriorate over time. So notes are not supposed to be having a lifespan that more than it's supposed to be. Most of the banknotes lifespan is about 2.5 years to a maximum of 4 years. But some banknotes, if it's not used like this, kept in a location, it will be prolonged. And most of the banknotes that became obsolete, it becomes collector's items. Those are the banknotes that have been kept in good condition. Then, well, it's good. But a lot of times, as time goes by, a lot of the notes that so-called the amount of uncirculated condition would deteriorate to become extremely fine. It jumps from uncirculated to about uncirculated to about circulated to extremely fine. One reason is because it's not kept in a good condition, so it deteriorates, it drops in value. So there'll be the number of uncirculated notes in a good, still remaining in a good condition, like above 60, in the range of 60 and above. Wow. The 60 and above, they will be very the quantity will become smaller and smaller, and knowing to see it in the market will be much rarer. The rarer that it comes into the marketplace to buy and sell of the purchase, the more difficult to know the price, and normally, naturally, it will be higher. The price will be naturally be higher. And that's how banknotes grow in numbers, because as time goes by, the quantity of so-called grades of that certain grade number, those have higher quality like this kind of condition, will become less, and making the price goes up. So it's like a real estate. It will continue to go up. It will continue to grow. But the moment that you know that there is somebody releasing the same condition and flood the market, the price will drop because supply and demand. So it is pretty basic economics. At the moment, a lot of people are keeping it in a good condition. The quantity is getting smaller and smaller because of the condition will be deteriorate. If it's not kept properly, then you will see the price will naturally goes up higher, like a property would. Unless there's somebody decided to sell out 100 pieces of this, then the market will go on fire. You know, and I've seen some of the banknotes happen that kind of scenario. We have seen some of the banknotes had a hype moment. We have seen some of the banknotes that is so-called passé in the market. You know, it's old-fashioned, it's old news, nobody wants. One good example that is in Malaysia banknote, Last year it was very popular. Early last year was very popular, or even 2 years back, 2 years and early last year, it was very hype in the market. People are talking about the Agong banknote, the 60 ringgit and the 600 ringgit banknote. The 600 ringgit banknote is the world's largest size banknote ever made, and it was in the Guinness Book of Record, if I'm not mistaken. There was a hype, and the price jumped rapidly high from a mere 20,000 ringgit for the 600 ringgit banknote. It jumped from 20,000 ringgit. It jumped to 32, and then 33, and I see the highest was 35. Depends on the condition and also the serial number plays a big role on what is the high or low point of the price. And then subsequently today we see that number a lot has dropped. The price has dropped because the hype is over. Nobody care about it, especially like middle last year. No one talk about it. Nobody has desire to buy it. Then if the investors who wants to sell it on that particular time may not get buyers that are willing to buy at 30,000 ringgit, they might have to drop to probably 28, 26. At the moment I am seeing that they're selling around 25 ringgit 25 ringgit to probably 23 to 25,000 ringgit. It has dropped significantly. About I would say it would drop down about 7,000 ringgit just in a couple of months. And today, probably this year, the price still hovering around there, around 23 to 25,000 ringgit. But this year we had a change of new king of Malaysia. We just have changed from Pahang, is handed over to the next one is Johor, which is currently now is have already passed. And the current Agong is the new Agong for the next 5 years. Most probably there will be a hype of this banknotes comes really big. But I won't say go up more than 30,000, probably 28,000 ringgit. But a lot of us speculate and anticipate that Bank Negara might issue a gold coin. It has been more than 5 years at least that the Bank Negara has not issued a gold coin, and a lot of people are hungry for gold coins, especially commemorative gold coins. And in tradition, every once every 5 years, when there is a change of the king of Malaysia, hand over to the new one will actually get an issuance of a gold coin to commemorate the installation of the new king of Malaysia. And a lot of people right now is waiting the news, wait and see whether the Central Bank of Malaysia is going to release commemorative coinage in gold coin version to the market, because for the past 5 years there was never issue a gold coin. And knowing that it has not issued for more than 5 years, the gold coins are going to fetch a lot of money because people is hungry for it, like vultures. And once you bought the market price from Bank Negara, I'm guarantee in just 1 week after the issuance date of the gold coin, it jumped 200 to 300% from the market price, because it is a hype. The gold coin is a hype for sure. And I would be one of those people who are in the line of waiting to get the gold coin, because I too wish to buy the gold coin for my future investment. I have one gold coin. I bought it for 1,800 ringgit. Now it has sustained itself around 4,000 ringgit. So it is an investment worthwhile to buy a gold coin. Eventually, the weight of the gold will still be the default value of the coin itself. How much is worth it is the weight of the gold. But if the coinage of the limitation of issuance of those coins, if it's the smaller the mintage, the more expensive it will be because it's very difficult to find. Okay, as I say, I cut this video very short. That is all the banknotes I have. Probably tomorrow I'll continue on my archive, and probably I might visit the dealers tomorrow to find out anything they have new things that I could play with, or they have interest to sell it to me. Probably not that expensive, it's probably a cheap one, but yeah, tomorrow probably I'll just do one clip of my archive, and probably I will do one for any new notes coming in from my, I'm going to go through a flea market tomorrow. We'll see. But in the meantime, that is all I have, and I would like to say to all, happy Chinese Valentine's Day. Today is actually the Chinese Valentine's Day, and it's also the last day of the lunar celebration. So I want to wish again everybody a happy Chinese New Year, or happy Lunar New Year, and may you find a good soulmate for those Chinese, especially myself. Wink, wink. Yeah. For all y'all, thank you for watching my video. If you please subscribe if you wish to continue to watch my journey of my collection and so forth, and give me a like, to show that there is something you appreciate what I presented. In any case, this is not so important, but all this video is actually used for my personal use. I would like to document it, all my banknotes, and put it in some space that is free, like YouTube, as a record keeping archive, so that I could come back in probably next 5 years or 10 years later if I've forgotten my previous collection. At least I can use YouTube and have a look again on my banknote specific date and time or year. So thank you very much for your wonderful time on seeing my banknotes, and hope to see you very soon, probably tomorrow. Alright, thank you. Bye.